afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday, the day before.
The eve of the big chill. We've been
right.
warned, and here it comes. We're actually under a freeze watch right now.
It was 70 degrees in Denver yesterday. It's 20 today.
I know. I think we're going to feel their pain in just a little while.
I don't think it's going to be that cold, but we'll find out what the weather entails in just a few seconds. But first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. Some state Democrats are arguing attempts to accommodate a representative with a disability have turned into an attempt to gain more power.
A look at how the interstate project is developing, heading into the end of the construction season. And
in Washington, Democrats are pushing ahead with its investigation of President Trump's phone call with the Ukraine's president.
Let's take a look outside today. It was still relatively mild, but we lost the sunshine. Oh, look at that beautiful shot.
It's a great shot.
Was that last night's sunset or this morning's sunrise? Either way, it's beautiful.
It's either way. Cool down. Again, is the weather words, and Dana's in the backyard. Not yet. Oh, the umbrella's out.
The umbrella's out. It just started drizzling at Madison. We do have a few light showers starting to develop for us already, though most of the heavier rain will be holding off until we get later on this evening. Again, right now, not too cool outside. Still pretty close to average with our temps today, but the cool down is right around the corner. No lightning outside. We don't have any thunderstorms currently, but there are a few showers, as you can see, throughout southern Wisconsin. We're at about, we're in the upper 60s throughout southern Wisconsin right now. Those dew points in the low 40s, so they've kind of creeped up just a little bit. It does feel like there's some rain in the air. Overnight, our temps will actually hold pretty steady with the cloud coverage and the showers coming on through. Tomorrow, when a cold front passes, that's when the temperatures really drop. And by this weekend, we're looking at frost for both Saturday and Sunday mornings. And we do have a freeze watch in effect looking ahead to Saturday morning. Again, tonight things look pretty quiet aside from the rain. Temperatures aren't falling till Friday, but we'll take a closer look at that drop off in just a few minutes. Right now, here's a look at the Beltline right at Todd Drive. Unfortunately, both the east and the westbound side going just a little slower than usual. No major accidents to report along the eastbound side. Speeds down to the 20s near Fish Hatchery Road and John Nolan, and of course 12 stretching up through Sauk City. All fine right now. From Janesville to the Beltline, it'll be about 27 minutes, 60 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and from Sun Prairie to downtown on this rainy, dreary evening.
What a difference a day makes.
It is, yes. Compared to yesterday, we're in a very different boat right now.
All right, we'll check back in just a little while, Dana. Thank you.
Democratic lawmakers argue that attempts to accommodate a representative with a disability have turned into a Republican power grab.
The state assembly passed a proposal today meant to make it easier for Representative Jimmy Anderson to serve at the state capitol, but Anderson voted against the measure. Rose Schmidt is live at the state capitol to explain why. Rose?
Well, this all stems from the controversy over letting Representative Jimmy Anderson phone into meetings when he can't appear in person. But Democrats say it turned into an opportunity for Republicans to take power away from Democrats and the governor. The state assembly passed a rule change proposal today allowing Anderson to phone in. That's along party lines, with all Republicans in support and all Democrats against. They also passed another rule change that allows lawmakers to try to override a governor's veto multiple times instead of the current one time allowed. GOP leaders amended the plan late this afternoon following an emotional speech from Anderson. Republicans asked Democrats to meet them halfway.
I am asking to be included in the legislative process to the best of my ability. And to think that I would be disrespectful to this building offends me to my core.
We took the words of the gentleman from the 47th to heart, and we want to make one more step in your direction. We're hopeful that by doing this, that you'll take a step back for the first time.
Anderson voted against the changes today, saying that he and the other Democrats object to the provisions that they say limit the power of the minority party to force debate on their bills. And Governor Tony Evers, spokesperson, says in a statement today that the Republicans are still sour about an election that happened almost a year ago and say that they adopted lame duck 2.0 today.
All right, Rose Schmidt reporting live for us at the state capitol. Thank you, Rose.
A Richland Center woman has admitted to killing a man in rural Sauk County last month. 35-year-old Amber Lundgren was arrested yesterday in connection with the death of 37-year-old Christopher Light on September 21st. He was found dead in an isolated area in Fairfield off of Levy Road on September 22nd. Authorities have not said how he died, but the death was ruled a homicide. The investigation is ongoing.
Janesville police are looking for information about a person who pulled a gun out on a homeowner. This happened around 5:30 this morning in the 700 block of Miller Avenue near First Christian Church. The victim says he struggled with the man. Several shots were fired, but nobody was hurt. Police are asking anyone in the area with surveillance cameras to review their footage. Portions of Highway 14 in Janesville will be closed tonight as construction continues on the interstate.
For those in charge of the project, it's a sign that plans are continuing to go according to schedule. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter got an update on the project and joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with the latest. Adam?
Well, Mark and Susan, well, the finish line for the interstate project might still seem like it's a ways off. In just a couple of months, there will be just a couple of construction seasons left in total. And right now, workers say they are turning their emphasis to large-scale projects near the city of Janesville, like a new bridge over Highway 26 and a new one as well over Highway 14, which will cause closures tonight. But those in charge say it's all just a sign that they're moving in the right direction.
It's great and rewarding to see all the progress that's been going on and knowing that the light is at the end of the tunnel. We're getting closer to finishing another construction season, but there's, again, only 2 more construction seasons as we start wrapping up the interstate project.
In November, work will stop for the winter, and Tyson says communities like Janesville and Beloit are already seeing the positive impacts that the interstate project is bringing along with it. Tonight at 6, though, we'll take a closer look at how this interstate project is impacting the people who rely on going up and down the interstate each day for work.
All right, Adam Duxter reporting from Janesville. Adam, thank you.
University of Wisconsin officials say they are working to improve the experience of Badger fans at Camp Randall. Officials announced today plans to renovate the south end of the stadium as well as make improvements to the field house. Full seats and club seating would be added and current bleachers would be ripped out. University still needs approval on where the money will come from. They've launched a website to raise money for the renovations. A link to that can be found on our website, channel3000.com.
2 men who have played a role in the president's efforts to have Ukraine investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter are now in jail on campaign finance charges. Nicole Killian has the latest.
2 foreign-born men who donated money to pro-Trump groups and worked with President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, have been arrested on charges of campaign finance violations. Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman appeared in an Alexandria, Virginia courthouse this afternoon.
Parnas and Fruman were arrested around 6 p.m. last night at Dulles Airport as they were about to board an international flight with one-way tickets.
Parnas and Fruman helped Rudy Giuliani set up meetings in Ukraine as he worked on President Trump's behalf to get Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter.
I had a perfect phone call with the president of Ukraine.
President Trump personally asked Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to work with Giuliani to establish an investigation of the Bidens. A whistleblower talked about that call with a White House official who listened in and reported that he came away thinking the president had clearly committed a criminal act.
Congressional investigators have issued a subpoena for Giuliani and his associates to turn over documents related to their work and give a deposition.
Giuliani, Parnas, and Fruman all allegedly lobbied to have the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, recalled from her post because they believe she was blocking the Biden probe. President Trump himself described Yovanovitch as bad news during his call with Zelensky.
I heard very, very bad things about her for a long period of time. Not good.
Yovanovitch is scheduled to testify before Congress tomorrow. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The State Department may block Yovanovitch's testimony as it did with European Union Ambassador Gordon Sondland earlier this week.
Turkish troops have escalated attacks on Kurdish fighters in northern Syria as they continue their assault on a key U.S. ally in the fight against ISIS. President Trump has called Turkey's attacks a bad idea, but has not reversed his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from the region. A human rights group says at least 16 people have been killed as the Turkish military steps up attacks for a second day. Turkey's president says the number of dead is much higher. World powers worry the invasion will weaken security at Syrian prisons holding thousands of ISIS militants.
We said to various countries in Europe, we'd like you to take your people back. Well, we don't want them. We don't want them. How about you taking them? I said, we don't want them either.
President Trump is aiding and abetting an ISIS jailbreak.
The president's decision to withdraw troops from northern Syria is getting pushback from his own party. Senator Lindsey Graham says the Kurds deserve better. Graham co-sponsored a bill calling for sanctions on Turkey. President Trump says he would support that if Turkey doesn't play by the rules, but he has not clarified where he'd draw the line.
1 year ago today, Hurricane Michael blew away homes and businesses in parts of the Florida Panhandle. The Category 5 hurricane barreled into Mexico Beach with wind speeds of more than 150 miles per hour. A year later, reminders of the deadly storm are everywhere. The hurricane is blamed for 16 deaths and $25 billion of damage in the U.S.
Well, the popular ice castle display is returning to Lake Geneva this winter, but it'll be in a different location. The castles will be constructed at the Geneva National Resort and Club. Last year, tens of thousands of people visited the ice castles. It's expected to be open in January. That just looks cold, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That's a fun event, though.
Yeah, it is a
really
fun event. Mm-hmm.
Still to come tonight at 4, they're called compressed work weeks.
We'll find out why some employers are offering 4-day work weeks to attract new employees. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, Nestle is taking the plant-based burger trend to new heights. The food and beverage company already met the Impossible Burger craze with its Sweet Earth Awesome Burger. Now it's raising the stakes with a plant-based bacon cheeseburger. Nestle announced its creation yesterday, calling it the PB Triple Play. The plant-based burger is already available to professional clients like restaurants and food service operators. The full package, including the vegan alternatives to cheese and bacon, will be available to those clients in 2020.
Fake bacon?
What do you think?
I haven't tried one. I heard they're pretty good. The one at Burger King is supposed to be pretty good.
We'll have to try that sometime. Unemployment is at historic lows, and that has many companies fighting to find good workers.
To attract new employees, some businesses are offering an interesting perk. A report out last year found 27% of companies offer compressed work weeks with 4 10-hour days. 12% go a step further and offer 4 days, but employees only have to work 32 hours a week. Experts say the tight job market has companies creating perks like flexible hours, the ability to work at home, and even unlimited vacations. What?
Is our management listening?
You don't have to do the news every day, do we? On Wall Street, stocks gained some ground on the fresh hopes of a U.S. trade deal. The U.S.-China trade deal, the Dow Industrials added 150 points, ending the day at 26,496. The NASDAQ Composite Index gained 47. The S&P 500 was up 18. Well, the weekend is almost here.
We're getting there. Madison Magazine Associate Editor Joel Patnaud is here with Weekend 608. Hi, Joel.
Hi, Joel. Hi.
It's going to be a chilly homecoming. Maybe find your red turtleneck tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, Saturday afternoon, the Badgers play Michigan State Spartans. And to rev yourself up for it, Friday night at 6 p.m. Is the homecoming parade on State and Gilman Streets. The marching band, Bucky, the UW Spirit Squad, floats, everything you'd want in a homecoming parade will be in it. Then afterwards, head on over to the Alumni Park next to the Memorial Union for the UW Homecoming Block Party. This free, family-friendly event will have cotton candy, face painters, caricature artists, and live music. And of course, it culminates with fireworks over Lake Mendota.
And that should inspire a win for the Badgers on Saturday.
So. It should. Go Badgers.
All right. 40 years ago this weekend, the documentary film The War at Home premiered.
It did. Now, this was that film about the student protests in Madison against the Vietnam War between 1963 and 1970. On Sunday evening at the Orpheum, there will be a panel discussion about the anti-war movement, its legacy, and a screening of the film, which has been restored and enhanced in a 4K digital format.
There's a lot of Channel 3 footage in that documentary.
Yes, there is.
Well, there are 3 musicals
at least
in town this weekend, so you have a lot of choices.
There are. We'll talk about the 2, though, at the Overture Center. First up, the SpongeBob musical, based, of course, on the long-running animated show on Nickelodeon. The SpongeBob musical is a live-action show that has received a lot of love from critics, actually. It's been described as visually stunning, hilarious, and heartwarming. And on Broadway, it earned 12 Tony Award nominations. And the pop music soundtrack, which includes songs by several Grammy winners, has been a huge hit as well.
And our Michael Bruno will go backstage tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, so that's in the Overture Hall. And then meanwhile, over at the Playhouse, you'll find Children's Theater of Madison presenting Roald Dahl's Matilda, the musical. That's based on Roald Dahl's 1988 book, Matilda, the story of which is about the friendship between an imaginative and telekinetic 5-year-old girl and her teacher. The musical includes some material that's more appropriate for older children, but its overall message about the importance of friendship and learning is a great one for everyone. So that's opening tonight. Runs through the weekend and the following 2 weekends as well.
Yeah, good weekend to take in some theater, I think, with the weather forecast.
Exactly. You'll stay warm that way.
All right. Joel, thank you.
Thank you, Joel. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Get this month's Madison Magazine for all the best in the Madison area. And there's more to come at 4, including a look at a chilly first alert forecast.
And then tonight at 5, the Dane County Finance Committee will take a look at the wheel tax tonight. But is it worth it? We'll talk to experts about that. That's coming up tonight at 5.
Well, take a look at this. Are you looking for a unique Halloween costume? Check out this massive tarantula sitting in a web on top of this customer's head. Yes, that's his real hair. It's called 3D spider hair. A barber in Colombia calls himself Rob the Original. He's inspired by Halloween season, and it shows in his unique talent. Rob has also created a hairy hand haircut in the same 3D style, complete with a paintbrush coming out of the guy's head. Talk about a hair-raising costume. That is amazing.
Did that take?
The hand went viral a little bit ago, but I haven't seen the spider yet. That's wild.
That's pretty neat.
Speaking of costumes, the Golden Girls has been off the air for more than a quarter century, but they are proving to be a very popular costume this year.
Several retailers have already sold out of Golden Girls Halloween costumes. The sitcom about 4 lovable Miami senior citizens, Sophia, Blanche, Dorothy, and Rose, aired from 1985 to 1992. That was going to be my idea for us to be outside.
Oh, we would need one more person. We could steal someone. Matt, our producer. Okay.
There you go.
Or Dave Caulfield.
Dave would do it.
He could be Blanche.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be perfect.
Our taste of winter, threatening parts of the West. Fall has arrived in New England.
That's right. Take a look at this beautiful drone video from above Maine, where the fall colors are absolutely peaking. We'll have to wait just a little bit longer, another week or so, for southern Wisconsin to be in total peak like that, but it's just beautiful.
That's a huge tourist attraction out there.
Gorgeous, yes.
Leaf peepers, they call them, right?
The leaf peepers.
Right.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
Oh, worth it.
Not here yet.
Not quite here. Now, we do have some trees, of course, that are starting to show a little bit of color and a few that have been a little early, but for peak color, especially in Dane County, it's going to take just a little longer for us. Right now, it is cloudy outside with some light showers. We're looking for a very chilly weekend. Let's take a closer look at what's ahead right after the break. Thankfully, it's not too cool outside, but it is a little dreary right now. Mostly cloudy with some light showers starting to develop. Madison right now, we have a little bit of rain just stretching through Dane County down into parts of Rock and Greene County. No lightning, though, so no thunderstorms just yet. These developing showers will stay with us overnight, leading to scattered showers and potentially a few isolated thunderstorms for early tomorrow morning, all associated with a nice long cold front just off to the west right now, bringing showers, as you can see, to the northern Midwest, but snow off to the plains. We're going to keep that snow to the north and west for right now. Seeing those accumulation totals climb quite quickly around Fargo. Now they're going to look at the snow ending over the next few hours as the rain gets closer to us. We continue to see showers into Friday, and we still have a little bit of a chance to see some rain lingering into Saturday. But the good news, that chance is diminishing for the homecoming game. Now, once this cold front crosses for early Friday, the temperatures are just going to fall for us. Scattered showers overnight, some heavy rain possible at times. Notice where that wind is converging. That's where that cold front line is. Early Friday morning, we could have a 20-degree temperature drop just within a few counties. Throughout the day on Friday, our temps will fall. Mostly cloudy sky expected, and later in the afternoon and evening, we may have a few more lingering showers. That'll be mostly to the southeast corner, though. By Saturday morning, some light snowfall will be possible for the northwest corner of the state. Not expecting it to dip down to the southern edge of the state, but notice it is going to be a little cool early on Saturday. We are expecting our temperatures to drop close to freezing for those overnight lows. There will be a slight chance on Saturday to see a little bit of rain come through late in the day, but not really expecting much. With our temperatures being so low Saturday morning, our wind chills, of course, will be even lower. It could feel like we're close to 20 at times. The further north, of course, those wind chills might be just a little lower than that. So keep in mind Saturday morning, if you're heading out very early for any homecoming fun, you'll definitely want to make sure you stay bundled up. Overnight, we're looking at that mostly cloudy sky. Temperature-wise, we'll hold pretty steady in the mid-60s, which means we'll hit our overnight low and our afternoon high really about the same time for Friday morning. Not expecting to change much from 63, and then temperatures again falling during the daytime. We may have a little bit of a wet commute, though. Most of those showers come through early in the morning, and then the afternoon rain chance will be mainly along the eastern edge of the state. By Saturday morning, temperatures will be near freezing early in the day. Further north, we could be closer to the upper 30s with those wind chills, anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees lower than our actual temperatures. In the afternoon, high temps will be in the mid-40s, so we fall back quite a bit. It will be well below average with a variably cloudy sky, so a little bit of sunshine is possible, a little bit of a breeze expected as well. So we do have a freeze watch that's already been issued. It goes into effect Friday night into Saturday morning. The concern, of course, any fragile plants outside. They're going to get a little frosty early Saturday morning, and any pets that you may have outside, you want to make sure you bring them indoors. That freeze watch right now is in effect for areas west of Madison for Friday night into Saturday morning. We'll see what gets extended into Sunday morning, but right now it is just for early Saturday. Overnight temperatures into the low 60s, and that's where we'll stay with a mostly cloudy sky. Scattered showers and storms expected heading into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we hit 63 very early in the day, and then those temperatures will fall through the afternoon, landing close to 50 degrees by late afternoon. It'll be a little windy outside as well with that rain and that cold front crossing anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. By Saturday and Sunday, we drop quite a bit. High temperatures will be in the middle 40s, and those overnight lows, even into Monday morning, will be in the 30s. So we are looking at a few very chilly mornings ahead. That is a little below average, even for this time of year, though our first frost is right around October 11th. So we're kind of on cue looking at frost for this weekend. Heading into next week, our temperatures will steadily rebound just a little bit. We're looking at a climb through the 50s, and by Friday and the next weekend being closer to 60 in the mid-60s. We should be in the low 60s right now. So landing there by next weekend would be in a good spot for us.
Might have to turn the heat on.
Yes, we did. We did downstairs.
We did too. You still haven't yet.
What? Lolo and Lily? Thor and Penny need it.
It's 70 degrees in the house.
Yeah, see.
We'll check back with you on Monday.
Right. We'll see where you're standing then.
We have a lot of south-facing windows. That's the thing.
We'll check back.
Okay. Thank you, Dana. On Friday, October 18th, the WISC-TV signal is moving to a new frequency. Viewers who watch us via antenna will need to rescan your TV to continue watching us.
Yeah, and just to make this a little more confusing, you can't do this until next Friday, October 18th. So a lot of people have had a lot of questions. So we asked our chief engineer, Kevin Rupert, to explain why this is happening.
Basically, in order to accommodate more broadband, the FCC is taking all the TV stations that are on the high frequencies and smooshing them down to the lower channels so everyone can be in that the lower frequencies, and the upper frequencies can be used for 5G and other broadband uses.
So what does that mean for TV watchers, and who does this affect?
It'll affect people that use an off-air TV antenna. If you have cable or if you have satellite, you don't have to worry about it at all.
Nothing's going to change.
Nothing's going to change. But if you use an antenna, either an indoor or an outdoor antenna to watch the TV stations, you're going to have to do a rescan with your TV set. What that does is it tells the TV set what channels are available, and it goes out and looks at them, and then they're ready for you to use your remote control to change channels.
And a lot of people have already bought antennas. Little antennas. Is that going to change with this new frequency?
Most of the newer antennas will still be usable. It's hard to say exactly how well they'll work, depends on the location and a lot of other situations. But basically, most of the newer antennas are still usable. If you have a really old UHF-only antenna, it may not work, but most of the newer antennas will be usable for either.
So walk us through and show us how to rescan the television.
All right, we actually have our remote control here, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to look for the menu button on your remote control.
Everyone's going to be different.
Everyone's going to be different. This is a Samsung, but they all should have a button somewhere that says menu.
Okay.
Because that's how you start this off. And that's all you need to start with. So you press menu, and the menu appears on the screen. Then you go down to the little picture of an antenna here. Some manufacturers might use a different logo. Then you make sure you want to be on air. The other choice is cable. You don't want cable, you want air. Then you go down to auto program.
Which could say scan on some TVs.
It might say scan. You go to auto program, and once again you hit enter, and we want to hit start, hit enter again. Now it's doing the auto program or auto scan. This might take a couple minutes, but right now the TV set is going out and finding all the off-air TV channels, and it's putting them into the TV memory.
So this is only something you have to do once?
You only have to do it once, and we want to make sure you do it after 10 o'clock on October 18th, which is a week from Friday.
10 a.m. or p.m.?
A.m.
Okay.
10 a.m.
So if you do this and it doesn't show, then what's the next step?
Well, you might have to check your antenna because there's probably a problem with your antenna. Something is not working well enough to get all the channels. And if you really have problems, you may have to contact a TV antenna installer, or you can also call us and we'll try to help you out. There's also a very good website to go to that helps people learn how to do the rescan and helps them with other reception problems, and that's tvanswers.org. And that's maintained by the National Association of Broadcasters, and they have all the information you need for different TV manufacturers. They have instruction manuals from the different manufacturers. So if you go to that site, you'll have a lot of questions answered.
Okay, it's done?
It's done, that's it. It only took about 30 seconds.
All right, and don't do it before next Friday.
You can do it now, but it doesn't really help.
You're not going to, it's not going to see the new signal.
It's not going to do anything. We just did it here to practice, and you can practice if you want to, but you're going to want to do it after 10 a.m. on the 18th.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for walking us through it.
Great information. Thank you. Crystal clear.
Well, if you're still confused, if you still have questions, don't worry, because next Friday, we'll have experts here from 8 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. to answer your questions in a News 3 Now phone bank, and we'll be sharing that phone number all next week. So, and again, this is just for folks who don't have cable or satellite.
Right, if you're getting off here. And I'm at crystal clear. That's very easy. Kevin explained it very well on what to do.
So lots of chances to walk you through this.
Yep. All right, there's more at 4. It is World Mental Health Day.
When we come back, some celebrities are using their voices to raise awareness. We'll have that story when Live at 4 continues.
some reason, this is a live look at Dublin, Ireland.
Why not?
Why not?
There's a lot. They're offering a picture.
Spin the satellite and see where it ends up.
Let's take a look.
Well, today is World Mental Health Day, a day devoted to raising awareness and reducing the stigma surrounding mental illnesses, including depression and anxiety disorders.
In the U.S., an estimated 20% of adults experienced mental illness last year. Hillary Lane shows us some of the famous faces who are trying to get the word out that help is available.
No, thanks for having me, man. This is something.
Prince Harry teamed up with music superstar Ed Sheeran on Instagram to promote World Mental Health Day.
Reach out, make sure that your friends, strangers, look out for anybody that might be suffering in silence. We're all in this together, all right?
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
The Prince also toured a school in Nottingham, England that offers mental health initiatives to young people. The focus of this year's World Mental Health Day is suicide prevention. Close to 800,000 people die due to suicide every year worldwide.
Suicide is often a impulsive action.
Dr. Leslie Heinberg of the Cleveland Clinic says people who attempt suicide and survive often express regret almost immediately, so it's important to intervene.
The more that we act and act repeatedly, we can hopefully move them past that impulsive moment back into a safe spot.
Michael C. Bryan lost his mother to suicide. He's also tried to take his own life.
That shame component to suicide, the shame component to depression, that feeling it's dreadful.
Now he helps others in crisis.
When you're feeling good, think about how good your life is. Focus on what's good in your life. Because when the dark times come, they won't be as dark, and they don't last as long. And that's from direct experience.
Bryan says for people who are at risk, remember there are people out there who have been through it and are willing to help. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
That's such an important message.
Really
and CBS This Morning will broadcast a live town hall called Stop the Stigma, a conversation about mental health that's happening on October 23rd.
The special will feature a live studio audience of people affected by mental illness and also medical professionals.
That'll be a very powerful program.
Well, still to come at 4, Man's Best Friend as a work of art.
We'll preview a new art exhibit opening in Monroe featuring the photos by Steve Dahlgren of Dahlgren Photography. I don't know how he gets these pictures. We'll find out when Live at 4 continues.
No accidents to report right now, though the Beltline is looking just a little busier than usual, especially on the eastbound side. Westbound, we're busy on all the lanes, but at least things are moving a little better along the westbound side. As far as this little incident, that's just a disabled car on the side of the road. No concern there. Speeds on the eastbound side, especially near 151, down to the teens. At least they're moving, but moving pretty slowly. Westbound slows down just a little bit around Fish Hatchery Road, and then things will pick right back on up. Getting into Sauk City on 12, it'll take you just a little longer since it's reduced down to one lane, but once you get through, all looks fine on 12. From Janesville to the Beltline, still at 27 minutes. Sauk City to Middleton, about 16. Sun Prairie to downtown's gotten just a little longer, about 19 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Jenna, thank you. The Milwaukee Public Museum is hoping that a new exhibit won't scare too many people away. Spiders Alive! Exclamation point will feature 17 species of live arachnids from around the world. They include tarantulas, black widow, brown reclusives, wolf spiders, and fishing spiders, along with spider relatives like scorpions. The museum says the exhibit is not set up to frighten people, but they guarantee you'll learn something about spiders you didn't know before and leave with a better appreciation.
Yeah, mostly little boys.
That's right. They like the
Looking at that.
spiders. Well, it's often said a dog is man's best friend, and a new photo gallery opening this weekend aims to prove they're everybody's best friend.
Steve Dahlgren is the owner of Dog Grin Photography, and he is behind the new exhibit at the Monroe Arts Center this weekend. Steve, good to see you. Welcome back.
Good to see you guys.
So before we talk about the exhibit, tell us a little bit about how your photography business started, your Dog Grin Photography.
Boy, I was just looking for a niche, kind of. I've been a photographer for 30, 40 years, and it's just, I was looking for something very specific, and I just kind of combined my love of dogs and animals with the photography, and kind of just went from there.
You were a Madison firefighter?
Yep,
retired?
24 years, yep.
So does that help at all in this, dealing with the animals?
No, I don't know. I guess it may have. It's just I've never been bitten or anything, so I consider myself lucky.
What's the secret? I mean, I try to get pictures, and you just don't turn out like yours.
That's what I was going to say. Your pictures are incredible, Steve. I don't know how.
That's my dog right there.
Look at the smile on him.
Yep. So it's patience, waiting it out. Just 10 years of doing this pays off, and so just anticipating, kind of setting yourself up for success. For
there's Jeff Lenzen.
Jeff.
He used to work here?
Yep, many years ago. But it's just a lot of repetition and practice, I guess.
And you got some big cameras here. Do you need all? You need this?
Do not. No. I've taken some great photos. I've seen tons of great photos with just a cell phone. You know, those cameras are so good in the cell phones now. And it's kind of a problem. You know, it doesn't cost. You don't have to process anything or anything. But I would always just tell everybody, if you to kind of make them pop a little bit more, is you have to edit. So that's really the key.
You mean on your phone or on with your camera?
Yeah, or in the software, yeah.
Oh, okay, so tell us a little bit about the show this weekend.
So the show starts tomorrow. Good weather for going to a photo show.
Yeah.
Inside?
Yeah, exactly. There will be no spiders there. I will guarantee you that. There will be dogs. Some of them will be wearing ties, or bow ties anyway.
Great.
So it's just a show about kind of the communication between people and dogs. And I have a book at home, it's called How to Speak Dog, and I believe that there's some people kind of know the language, the kind of invisible and unspoken language of humans and dogs. But it's kind of about that. It runs from tomorrow until middle of November.
Oh, great.
And the art center down there is really, really nice. It's got a modern section for the galleries, and then it's got a performing area, which is an old Methodist church. And it's right in downtown, right near the square. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but there's cheese in Monroe.
Really?
Yeah. And there is going to be cheese at the show, too, as well. Cheese and wine.
And so how do you talk to a dog?
I think a lot of it is just it's kind of subconscious. Obviously, they go off of the voice commands and things like that. I try not to use any kind of food or anything like that to try and get them to do what I want. I used to be a photojournalist, so I try not to set things up too much. A lot of it is just them being them, and that's kind of what I want people to take away is 10 years from now, 15 years from now, I want them to be able to look back and remember what the dog was doing in kind of their natural state. I don't do any studio work. It's all on location.
You get an authentic moment
exactly.
that way. Yeah.
And they're more comfortable that way. And if the dog's happy, you're almost guaranteed to get good shots.
A couple of years ago, I was fortunate enough to have you shoot my dogs for a story we did. And it was amazing. It was just all natural, no posing. You just shot a lot of pictures.
Right. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of photos involved.
And they're amazing pictures, too. It's great memories. All right, one more time. It starts tomorrow. Everybody's Best Friend by Steve Dahlgren. Opening reception 5 to 7. Gallery talk at 5:30. Free and open to the public. And if people are interested in hiring you, DahlgrenPhotography.com.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Great to see you, Steve.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
Roll playback. 3.
A little rain on the radar.
Yes, a little bit of rain right now. Otherwise, just mostly cloudy and dreary. Thankfully, no lightning yet. No thunderstorms outside. This rain coming through is pretty light. Here's a look at the last 3 hours. There is some rain just through Madison. Kind of depends on what side of town you're on, though. The showers seem to be more on the eastern edge of Dane County and north of Janesville right now. All this rain, this first band at least, will continue to travel east, but we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms staying overnight. A little bit of rain right now on our WISC-TV Skycam. Temperatures are in the upper 60s. We're just going to continue to fall overnight. Plan on those showers continuing heading into tomorrow. Temperatures fall through Friday into Saturday morning, and that's going to lead to some frost to start off Saturday and Sunday. There is a freeze watch in effect for Saturday morning because temperatures will be close to freezing, and with the wind chill, it does seem like we're going to be feeling a little like the mid-20s.
Yeah, it'll be right on cue.
Yes, yes, right when we should be. Average first frost is October 11th, so can't
right
complain too much. Right, right.
All right, bundle up tomorrow. Thank you, Dana. Tomorrow, speaking of which, we'll have the News Hounds in with the top animal stories of the week.
And Michael Bruno will be here. He goes backstage at the Overture Center to check out Broadway's The SpongeBob Musical. Bruno and SpongeBob. There's a combination.
That's all you need.
That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.